So today we learned about reflecting across the X and Y axis. So it's really important that you know all the things that we've learned so far. Quadrants, origin, X then Y. If you are unfamiliar with everything we've done thus far about coordinates, you need to go back and re-watch because this can be confusing. It's not hard if you know what all the terminology is, but it is new, so it can be a bit of a challenge. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to start by taking a look at what does a reflection mean. So, and remember, I expect for you to write all these notes down because that is the only way you're going to remember this. If you just keep going back to watch these, that's helpful, but writing is going to really help you out a lot. Alrighty. So, a reflection. I want you to think about your reflection. If you have a mirror in front of you, you are looking at your reflection. So it is a mirror image. It's actually going to be kind of a flip. So you kind of flip things over. So like if you have a pancake and you take it and you turn it over, you flip it into the same exact area. So that's why reflections are mirror images and can also be called flips. Okay? Now, precisely what it is it means that an image or a point is the same distance on the opposite axis. What's an axis? A line. Remember, if we have a horizontal line, it's X, and if we have a vertical line, it's Y. Now, you're going to be given an original image. It might be a point that's plotted, or it could be a shape, but we call that the pre-image, and the reflection is called an image. It's a little confusing. We don't spend a lot of time on that right now, but it will come up later. So here, reflect across the x-axis. If you need to remember, please make sure you write that down. And then here's reflecting across the y-axis. Please make sure you draw your T-chart, and we're going to go from one side to the other in comparison. All right, so we are going to start with a reflection across the x-axis. So the first thing I want to do is make sure I know what my x-axis is. So if I have a point, and it happens to be in quadrant 1, and I want to see what it would look like across this line. That means it would go over here the same distance, so it would approximately be right here. So if we have a point in quadrant 1, it would go to quadrant 2. If we have a point in quadrant 2, it would go to quadrant 1. Always with a reflection across the x-axis. Now what if I had a point in quadrant 2? Well, if I had a point in quadrant 2 and I was going to flip it across the x-axis or go over the x-axis, it would end up in quadrant 3. So it will always end up here if we are doing a reflection across x and started in 2, or if we started in quadrant 3, it would go all the way over to quadrant 2. It would be the same distance on the opposite axis. Now, let's take a look at reflecting across the y-axis. So I'm going to actually choose a different color highlighter just so that we can stay on top of things. And here's my y. Okay? So, now, I'm going to start with my point that I had over in my quadrant 1. Now, this is where things get different because we're going across the y-axis. So if my point is here, I want to go across y. Here's y, so it's over y or across y. Either one are interchangeable. So if it's in quadrant 1, it'll go to quadrant 2. If it's in quadrant 2, it'll go to quadrant 1. Now, what if I have a point in quadrant 4, and I want to reflect across the y-axis? So I have to go boom. So what do? It would be equal distance from the opposite axis, so it would be here. So if I was in here, to reflect would be to go to this one. If I was in this quadrant, to reflect would mean I would go to quadrant 4. So basically, You know if you're anywhere up here on the, in these quadrants, you know you're going to go below x. Or if you're below x axis, you're going to go above it. Conversely, if you are to the right of y, you will be, to reflect, you would be on the left of y. So it's very important that you pay close attention to that. Now, if you notice, I have some stickies over here. I'm going to pull them off in a minute because we're going to actually plot this point and we're going to reflect across the x-axis. I haven't written in any numbers, but if you need to, please do so. So I'm going to say 3, 2. So this is x. Always remember x, then y. And I go 1, 2, 3 is x. And y is 1, 2. All right. So there's my 3, 2 point. And I want to reflect across the x-axis. That means that I know it's going to go over this way. I just need to, so I can draw a line so I know. But where exactly is that point going to go? Well, what I do is, I know it's going to stay 3 because I'm staying with the same x, but I need to figure out how to find what number to be an exact reflection. So what I do is I take my point and I count each tick mark. 1, 2. Great. So I have to do the same for here. And I go 1, 2. Now here is where my point is. What is my reflection point? What is my image? This was the pre-image. Now what is this image? Okay, well it happens to be 3. X stayed the same, so it's 3. But y is now here's 0. We start at the origin, -1, -2. Oh, do you see a pattern? 3 stays the same. 2 is the opposite. Okay, so let's take a look over here. Let's try it with this one. But this time we're going to reflect across the y-axis. So I'm going to plot my point. Again, it's 3, 2. 1, 2, 3 is x, and 2 is y, and there's my point. This time it's over the y-axis, over this line, so I know I have to go this way. But how do I determine? Well, wait a second. I'm going, so this was 3, right? And up 2. So I need to figure out what my distance is from y. Okay, so what do? I count my tick marks. I go 1, 2, 3, and I land on my y-axis. So now I have to go 1, 2, 3. Hey, now we're to the left of 0. So that means on the y-axis, or on the x-axis. So that means I need to see that this is -1, -2, -3. But I'm still up 2. Okay, it's should be a little higher up there. Make my point a little higher up. So there I reflected. Well, here's a rule. So let's take a look. Now this is really important. Reflecting my x across the x-axis, the x-coordinate stays the same. Did it stay the same? Yes. But my y-coordinate is the opposite. Oh, it is the opposite. And it was across the x-axis. Oh. Okay, so let's take a look over here. The y-coordinate stays the same. Let's see. X, Y, X, Y. Okay, so the y-coordinate stays the same. Y, Y. And the x-coordinate is the opposite. Oh, there we go. So that makes sense. So let's see how that actually works. What if we didn't have the coordinates available? So let's take a look. This one says to reflect across the x-axis. This one says reflect across the y-axis. All right, so if I were to do that, let's follow the rule. Oop, I'm going to make sure I have this showing. So here we go. If I have, and I'm going to write x, y, because I want to make sure that I put my coordinates in the right spot. My ordered pairs listed appropriately. So for this one, if I'm going to reflect across x, I'm going to go here. X stays the same. This is x. So I end up with a -2 because it stays the same. And what's the opposite of a -4? 4. Okay, so now I'm going to reflect across the y-axis. All right, so let's take a look. It says the y coordinate stays the same, but the x is opposite. So x is -2. I start with my pre-image, and the opposite of -2 is 2. So my y coordinate this time stays the same. That's the reflection points. Okay, so what about here? So I'm going to reflect across the x. The x-axis stays the same, and the y coordinate is the opposite. So -7, the opposite is 7. Okay, now let's look here. We're going across the y-axis. So let's see, 1, -7. So it would be 1, -7. That would be in this area here. Let's see where it's going to end up. Okay, so let's see. The x is the opposite. So x, it was 1, so the opposite of 1 is -1, and this stays the same. So let's see. We said 1, -7 is here. So where does it go to? Hey, a negative and a negative. It does. It goes to quadrant 3. It went across. Now this one looks tricky, but it's not as hard as you think. So we're going to reflect x across the x-axis. So x is 0. X stays the same. And y is opposite. So we make it a -3. So let's take a look at that. We started at 0, 3 here, and then when we reflect across x, we go 0, -3. Oh, it did. It goes across. But let's take a look at what happens here. It says to reflect across the y-axis. So first off, it says y stays the same, but x is opposite. There is no opposite, so we keep it at 0. Now, but it says y stays the same. So actually, 0, 3 stays at 0, 3. And that is how we reflect across the axis. Oh no,